أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We are going to talk about the special needs of women during Hajj. What is peculiar to women during Hajj? Inshallah, as we said, za mu yi da turanci aka gama practical wanda ba sa ji sai mu dan zauna da su sai a musu da Hausa inshallah. So alhamdulillah, we should all thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for picking us among millions of people to give us the opportunity to perform this year's Hajj. We pray that Allah will make it easy for us and we'll all at the end have an acceptable Hajj. What I want all of us to understand is that what is even the objective of Hajj? The main objective is totally turning wholeheartedly to Allah in humility, passion, as well as sincere love and devotion. Be there, ikhlas is the most important thing. We know that innama a'malu binniyat. Actions are judged according to intention. Purify your intention. Do this Hajj strictly for Allah's sake. Don't do it for any other intention. Let your intention be for Allah and sincerely pray to Him to make it easy for you. And inshallah, you have an acceptable Hajj. And irrespective of gender, whether a man or a woman, your intention should be to serve Allah and to do this Hajj because it is part of what? The pillar of Islam. Bunya al-Islam ala khams. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah wa iqamis salah wa ita'iz zakah wa sawmi Ramadan wa hajjil baiti man istata'a ilayhi sabila. Islam is built on 5 pillars. To sincerely believe that there is no any thing worthy of worship except Allah, to believe that the Prophet Muhammad is his messenger, to establish the salah, to give the zakah, to do siyam, and then to go to Hajj for those that Allah has what? Enabled. That is where we are now. Allah has called you, has called me to Hajj, so you should know the rules and regulations guiding you as a woman to perform this Hajj. During Hajj, both men and women share equally various prohibitions and restrictions. You must refrain, first of all, both of you. Let's say if you and your husband are there, once you take the intention of Hajj, keep away from any intimacy. There shouldn't be contact, sexual intimacy between you and your husband during the time of Hajj. I mean, during the time I'm emphasizing. Let's say you are doing Hajj Tamattu and you have taken your intention for what? For Umrah, as we have learned yesterday. During that period, to the time that you complete your Umrah and cut your hair, there shouldn't be any sexual relationship between you and your husband. Even hugging, anything that will arouse your interest, keep away from that because that is strictly time for Allah and be devoted to your worship. But after that, if it is Hajj Tamattu, after cutting your hair, you can now have your relationship until on the 8th when you take the intention for what? For Hajj. But if you are doing Hajj Ifrad and Hajj Qiran, all that period, there won't be any intimacy between you and husband until after Hajj. I hope we got this. So your intention will determine when you will be free to have relationship with your husband, and I'm emphasizing with your husband, not to have illegal relationship. Sinning in Saudi is a serious issue. Even having the intention to sin without sinning, it has already been written against you that you have committed that sin. Not to talk of going into that as we may Allah protect us. Likewise, both men and women should avoid using any kind of perfume. Even before we come to perfume, you should avoid vain talks, no quarreling. You should anything that will bring you into arguments, even with anybody when you are in Ihram, avoid it, whether you are a man or you are a woman. Then the issue of perfume. Once you have taken that intention, no perfume. Although even us as a woman, whether you are during your intention in Ihram or not, keep away from perfume. Because you know that you are not supposed to put perfume unless if you are within your Muharram, isn't it? And when you are in Saudi, there are so many men. So if you must use anything, please use only deodorant that is not too strong where it will be perceived by other men. Remember, somebody has been away from his wife for so many, maybe 3 weeks, 1 month, and now you are using that perfume that his wife is using, and you just go and arouse his interest, spoil his Hajj, and then spoil yours as well. Please keep away from perfume. Likewise, clipping your nails. When you are in Ihram, you are not supposed to do that. You should also stop picking your pimples and whatever. When you are in Ihram, all these things should be avoided. So if you are used to pitching your, stop it. Because if anything should come out, you end up what? Slaughtering a ram. And how much is that? All your allowances will go into paying for this thing that you have committed. Likewise, it is, however, permissible for both men and female during Ihram to cleanse or shower or wash their dresses. You can have a bath, even when you are in Ihram. Let's say now we have taken our intention for Hajj, isn't it? You know, for Hajj, you stay for about 2 or 3 days. We have taken our intention for Hajj and we have moved to Mina. If you are used to bathing in the night, nothing stops you from bathing. You can bath, but not with scented soap. So look for this soap, simple, any soap that is not scented. You can bath with it. If you want to change your Ihram, you can change it. But please don't wear a 90. Do you understand? Because you are supposed to be in complete Ihram, so you have to get another cloth that is fully covered. Either repeat that cloth or you can change to another Ihram. So you can have more than a set of your Ihram. And it doesn't have to be white. It can be any color for us women. However, when you are doing this bathing or changing, you should exercise extra care not to break unnecessary hair from your body. So be mindful of that. Similarly, women are permitted to use ordinary shampoo. You can even use unscented if you want to wash your hair. Soap, cream, lotion, on the condition that they are not scented. And should there be a Sharia need for it, go ahead and do it. Our sisters have talked about immunization. It's very important. Don't undermine your Hajj by not being immunized. And then it keeps illness away from you, injury and so on. What are the specific things that are important to us as women? Now we are going to that. Unlike the men, you know, Allah in His intimate mercy now change our position. During Hajj, the men are expected to wear something like wrapper that we are used to wearing, without anything, only those 2 sets of. But you as a woman, you can wear anything you want. If you want trousers, if you want long dress, anything you can wear. We are allowed to wear our normal clothes or attires, regardless of whether they are sewn or not. Whether they are sewn clothes or not, you are allowed to wear it. There are no restrictions whatsoever on the kind of clothes we are to wear during Ihram. Even the colors, but you should be mindful of it. It should not be cloth that is dyed in saffron. Don't wear clothes with, so much decoration, because the peak of Hajj is humility. Be humble in the sight of your Allah. So don't go and show that I'm wearing the most expensive clothes, and then you are so attractive, trying to, once you are attractive, people will be looking at you, and before you know it, Shaitan is there trying to spoil our Hajj. So be as simple as possible. But any color you can wear, any color, but avoid too loud color that will sell you out, that will draw attention of other men. So the peak of Hajj is to keep it simple and avoiding attractive designs and colors. After all, it should be noted that the hallmark of Hajj is simplicity and humility before your Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Women are allowed to wear cover shoes. If you want, you can wear cover shoes. If you want, you can wear slippers, sandals, or anything you choose. Unlike the men that can only wear slippers. So you can wear it. You can wear your socks. The socks in your legs, not hand gloves. The only thing that you are not allowed, don't use hand gloves and don't use niqab. But if you want to use your socks, you can wear your socks, and you can wear, if you can wear cover shoe, why can't you wear your socks? Do you understand? Women So now, what is it that we are not allowed to do? Women are not allowed to wear face veil, which is the niqab that I talk about, and you should not wear your hand gloves during ihram. So meaning, if you are taking your ihram, if you say labbaik Allahumma Hajj or Umrah, then your niqab and your hand gloves are completely forbidden for you. Women who are menstruating can assume ihram at the Mecca. This is the most important aspect. Don't say, I'm now menstruating, so I'm not pure, so I cannot bath and take my ihram. No. Whether you are menstruating or you are not menstruating, at the Miqat, you must have your ritual bath. Even with your menstruation, do the ritual bath. This ritual bath is for entering into ihram. So when you are menstruating, I that is not menstruating, all of us will enter into, we will have our ritual bath. Depending on where you want to do it. If you do it in your hotel, fine and good. If you do it in the Miqat, fine and good. But when you do it, you put your clothes. For my sister, she will put her pad, everything get ready. If it is in the hotel, then we'll enter our cars and get to the Miqat. Let's say it is Medina. So when we get to the Miqat, my sisters that are not menstruating, if they have already had their ritual bath, they will enter the masjid to do their 2 nafla prayers, isn't it? Or if it is compulsory prayer, they will do it. You that you are menstruating, you will not enter the masjid, you wait outside. After my sisters have finished their prayers, I'm sure yesterday you have a choice. You either do your intention inside the masjid, or you leave it until you are in the car. If you are not a forgetful person, then when the driver just kick the car, you can say, labbaik Allahumma umrata. But if you are the kind, and immediately you said that, I'm sure Mylan told you yesterday, immediately you said that you must follow it with your labbaika. I think we did that yesterday. So you say, labbaik Allahumma umrata, and labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. For my sister that is menstruating, she's not inside the mosque, she's outside. If she wants there outside while she's standing, she can say her labbaik Allahumma umrata and then do her talbiyah. Or if she's not the forgetful type, then she leave that until she's in the car. When seated, the moment the driver kicks the car, then she says labbaik Allahumma umrata and do her talbiyah. Intention must be made at the Miqat, whether you are menstruating or you are not menstruating. Is that very clear? Because that is the most confusing aspect of our this thing when it comes to women. Don't say until I get to Mecca I'm clean, I will do. No. If you do that, you have dropped one of your pillar of Umrah. So then when we enter the car, everything will be done by everybody, including me that I'm menstruating, except prayers. So she will do everything, her talbiyah, her recitation of the Quran, her dua. Anywhere we stop to pray, she will not pray with us, but she will continue her connection with Allah. When we get to Mecca, by the time everybody that is clean is going to Haram, she doesn't have to go with us. She will sit in the hotel and continue her ibadah. The good and lucky thing about her is that her own period of ibadah is even longer than yours and me. Because by the time you go within an hour, 2 hours, we finish, she is still in ibadah. So if that is the day she starts her menstruation, she may have 3 or 4 days of connecting with Allah. My sister, you can bath, but with unscented soap. You can change your ihram, and it doesn't have to be white, as I said. So since that time you are menstruating, even your wrapper, in as much as it's not too decorative, it's not transparent, if all the Sharia rules of hijab has it, then you do that. So you can choose your clothes and be bathing your morning and evening and changing. But please assist my sister not to be quarreling, not to be arguing, not to be fighting, because she's still in the period of ihram. So by the time we that are clean, we have gone to Haram, we finish our Umrah by doing our tawaf, our sa'i, and cutting our hair, we are back. We are free. She is not free. She will continue being, so she will be chanting her talbiyah. That is why it's not advisable for her to go to Haram. Just sit down in your hotel and wait. You will see Haram when you are clean. So when she's now clean, when finally she becomes purified, Then in that hotel, she will take another ritual bath. This ritual bath is for coming out of what? Of her menstruation. So there is no need for another intention. Her intention is still there. So then she will now walk to where? To haram. If that is her first time, she has never gone. One of you can assist her and go with her, so that she will now do her tawaf, do her sa'i, and then what? Cut her hair. You can also do the tawaf with her. As she's doing her tawaf of Hajj, your own tawaf will be of nafila. Do you understand? But you can't do sa'i. I hope yesterday you are told. Sa'i is only either once or twice. Twice for people doing Hajj Tamattu, once for people doing Ifrad and Kiran. I hope you have that. So, another most important thing that I want us to know as women, this menstruation may come at the time that probably we are leaving Medina. And my menstruation, I know, is only 5 days. And today we have about 7 days to going out for Hajj. So at the Miqat, I've intended to do what? To do Hajj Tamattu. Unfortunately, I took that intention and I'm now in Mecca, hoping that by the 5th day, I will be clean. And because of the tension, I'm tensed up. Oh, why would this thing stop? Or the stress of, or even change of environment, the menstruation refused to stop. Up to the day that we are going to Mina, please don't be confused. Don't be disturbed. That's how Allah has ordained you to do. Just there in your house, when you are leaving for Mina, change your intention. No need of any bathing again. There just say, Labbaik Allahumma Umrah wal Hajj. Now you have migrated from Tamattu, you have moved to where? To Kiran. Do you understand? And your Hajj is perfect because you have not entered. I want us to understand. For the people that are doing Hajj Kiran and doing Hajj Tamattu, when they enter the Haram, you that is doing Hajj Tamattu, your first tawaf is your tawaf of Hajj. And your sa'i is your sa'i of, is your tawaf of Umrah. And your sa'i is your sa'i of Umrah. For the person doing Hajj Kiran and Hajj Ifrad, his tawaf is the tawaf of greeting the masjid. It's like Tahiyyatul Masjid. So and then his sa'i is the sa'i of Hajj. Meaning that on the day on the 10th, if he comes back to Makkah, he's not going to do sa'i again. He can decide to do his sa'i on either the day he arrived in Makkah or delay his sa'i after the tawaf. He will just go back and leave it there on the day of Hajj. She will do it. He can't do 2 sa'i. Do you understand? But you doing Tamattu, your sa'i is twice. So my sister that have not entered Haram, and now she moved from Tamattu to Kiran, she will only have 1 sa'i and 1 tawaf. If you have not entered my house, will you greet me? No. She has not entered the house of Allah, so there is no need for her to do the tawaf. So let her not say, but the other people doing Kiran and Ifrad, they did 2 tawaf. Why am I just doing 1? It's because Allah called them to enter His house because they are clean. You are not clean, you have not entered Allah's house, so you have no reason to do tawaf. So in such a case, when you come back on the 10th or on the 11th or on the 12th, you only do tawaf, 1 tawaf and do 1 sa'i, and that suffices for your Hajj. You have your full Kiran and you are slaughtering your ram. That is why you have to do what? You have to do Kiran. You have moved from Tamattu to where? To Kiran. I hope you understand that. So she will move with us to where? To Mina, even to Arfa. Wherever your menstruation stops, that's where now you will now do what? You will have your bath, your ritual bath, and continue your normal. It's only prayers that will add to it. As Malan said, before, prior to when the place of sa'i was outside the masjid, we can decide and go and do our sa'i, but now it is inside. So both tawaf and sa'i is prohibited for any of us doing menstruation. Because if we enter, you have entered into haram. So you can't do it. Do you understand? You may read in some books, but that is prior to when the space has become part of the masjid. I hope we are clear. Is it clear? It's not clear. I said before, long time ago, where we are doing tawaf is not part of haram. It's outside. But now with the expansion, it has become part of haram. So we cannot enter and say, I'm going to do sa'i because sa'i I can do it even when I'm not clean. Entering haram or any mosque when you are menstruation is prohibited. You are not allowed to. So because of that, now you cannot do tawaf and you cannot do sa'i when you are menstruating. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is why you have to leave the two until you become clean. If my sister happened to be clean or start her menstruation may not even start until maybe the day that we are going out for Hajj, isn't it? So if that one happens, the same thing in your hotel, you do the ritual bath like any other sister. That's if you are the one doing tamatai. I'm talking about tamatai now. If you are doing Quran or Ifrat, whether your menstruation comes or not, you are still in your Hajj. You continue your ibadah except prayer, whether it's nafila or compulsory. But for the one doing tamatai, let's say I finish my Umrah and now I'm okay. Just when I'm about to go for Hajj, my menstruation started. There in the hotel, do your ritual bath like the way that anybody would do. Then there you say, Al-Labbaik Allahumma Hajjan. Then you go out for Hajj. You do everything except what? The prayer. Standing in Arafah does not need you to be clean. Do you understand? Whether you are menstruating or you are not menstruating, you can still stand for Arafah. And maybe even you menstruating, if your connection with Allah is better than I that is not menstruating, you may even have more reward. So your menstruation has nothing to do with your Arafah. It's only the prayers that you will not do. I mean, Salah. I hope we understand that. Then wherever you are clean. Let's say now we finish standing in Arafah, we are back, I'm still menstruating. Go and do your train of the Jamrat. Immediately you finish your train of the Jamrat, everybody, if you want there, you can cut your hair. And it's safer for you. Because if you leave it that, okay, let me go and do my tawaf and come back. If in the process of going, God forbid, there is an accident and you happen to have cut, blood, you must do what? You must slaughter. So it is safer to cut your hair immediately you finish doing the first Jamrat on the 10th. So even my sister that is menstruating, immediately you finish, cut your hair. When you cut your hair, you are free from most of the do and don't. Everything. You can cut your nails, you can bath with your scented soap, you can put your roll on. The only thing that is not allowed for you to do is to have sexual relationship, intimacy with your husband, if he's there. You can't do that because you are still having a major pillar of Hajj on you, the tawaf and the sa'i. So you have to wait until you are clean, you take your ritual bath, you go to haram, you do your tawaf, you do your sa'i, then you are clean. Then there your marriage relationship can come between you and your husband. If you make a mistake, and you have that relationship, your Hajj is spoiled. Before tawaf and sa'i, so not this. Thank God even the men are there, because sometimes it's not the women. So don't allow your husband to make you to do what? To commit sin against your Creator. And not that only your Hajj is spoiled, next year you must come back and repeat that Hajj. And Allah said that when you come back, I don't want a ram, you must slaughter a camel for disobeying me. So no intimacy until after our tawaf and sa'i, whether you are menstruating or not. Do we get it? So please let us take note of that. So as soon as you become clean, if you are not clean, after train of the Jamrah, you come back to Mina for that, how many days? 2 or 3 days. You continue everything, even if you are menstruating, except what? Prayers. Then when you finish, you are clean. Even if it is after coming back to Mecca, in your hotel, you take your ritual bath, and then you go to where? To Haram, to do your tawaf, and to do your sa'i, then your Hajj is complete. Except what is the only thing left for us is our what? Tawaful Ifada, isn't it? Our farewell tawaf. And that also is very important. If you have not done your Hajj, this is very important. If you have not done your tawaf of Hajj, that's the tawaf and the sa'i, and now you are menstruating, you international, if you are coming back, you can't come, or you have to wait because it's part of your pillar of Hajj. Talk to your people, let them reschedule your flight. You must do your tawaf and your sa'i before your Hajj will be complete. But if it is the tawaf of Ifadah, let's say I've completed my Hajj, it is the farewell tawaf, and I'm menstruating, there is no problem, you can leave and go. I hope this is clear. Is it clear? Tawaf of Hajj, you must do it before leaving Mecca. If you are menstruating, wait. Tawaf of farewell, there is no problem. If you cannot, if you are menstruating, leave, there is no issue. I hope you got that. They are rushing me that we have to go for the physical one. When we are back, we'll still continue. So get your question ready. We'll still ask questions and we'll continue from where I stop. Okay? May Allah make it easy for us. But women can be so confused because of menstruation and whatever. Get your things ready, and not even for your own sake, for the sake of other women that you may come across. Don't do one Hajj alone. Do for as many as possible. For whoever you perfect her Hajj, Allah will give you the same reward of that Hajj without reducing her own. I hope and I pray I will have thousands and millions of Hajj, and you too will have the same. May Allah accept it from us. After the practical, we'll come back and take questions and complete. And we'll put the handouts or the write-up in our platform, and you can read and get more education. May Allah accept whatever I say that is right and correct is from Allah. If there's any mistake, may Allah forgive me, it's from me, and may He erase it from your minds. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.